Welcome to Meal Prep 101 with Mandy. And when I say Meal Prep 101, I mean I'm learning. And as I learn, I'm going to record this for you, and hopefully it'll be helpful for you too. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. Meal prep to me sounds intimidating. Number one, it sounds like a lot of cooking all at once. What do you cook? Are you going to get sick of it throughout the week? The whole thing is just intimidating to me. But right now, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I am sick and tired of eating the same things over and over again for lunch, and or being tempted to go out for lunch, which is never a good idea for money purposes and for health reasons. So today I thought we'd start kind of small. I'm going to make 3 easy recipes, one on the stovetop, one in the air fryer, and one is a cold thing to make. That way we have some options for lunches this week without it being too intimidating. I'll talk about a few things that I've done in my research. I'll share that with you as we go. But first, let's get started on my first one, which is a cold one, and I'm gonna be making an egg salad. I really love this little device here. If you're gonna be doing 6 or less eggs for hard boiled, it's really great. I'm gonna pop these in here and we're gonna get these going. The next 2 meals I'm making, I need to chop up some veggies, so I'm gonna chop all of that now for the next 2 meal prep ideas. So I've got 2 red bell peppers here. One of them I'm going to cut one way and the other I'm going to cut another way because they're going in 2 different dishes. I'm going to do them in slices for one, and for this one I'm going to do more of a just chopping. These are going to be sliced like this one. So for meal prepping, if you do it, why do you do it? Do you just meal prep by pre-cutting things like this and waiting till day of to cook? Or do you meal prep healthy lunches? Or do you make whole casseroles and stick them in the fridge and wait until day of? Or maybe you batch cook and freeze your stuff. There's lots of different ways to meal prep or purposes to meal prep. Today I'm obviously doing more healthy lunches, but there's lots of different ways of approaching it. For my red onion, I'm going to use it in both dishes as well, but I'm going to chop them again a little bit differently. This one I'm going to chop and put in here, and it's going to be more of a basic chop versus strips. And then the other use is going to be strips. So can you guess what I'm making with the strip ones? Like the bell peppers and this one that are cut into strips? You probably can guess. Now I've got my zucchini and my squash that I need to chop up. These larger ones I'm going to cut in half towards the end, the fat end of the zucchini. Not zucchini. Squash. But a zucchini is a type of squash, right? I mean, I know this is not the anyway. It's zucchini squash. Yes? And we'll do the same thing with the zucchini. Okay, our eggs are done. The timer went off. Is this still hot? Yeah, it is. The best way is to just pick these up and take them right over into the ice bath. There we go. Simple. I'm going to let these sit in an ice bath for about 5 minutes before we chop them up. Okay, so I've got my chicken breast here. I've got 2 that I've just kind of butterflied, cut in half because they were pretty thick. I'm going to use 3 halves for one recipe, and I think I'll do the same for the second recipe. For one recipe, we just need to chop it up into bite-sized pieces, which is what I'm going to do now. And for the other one, we will kind of do them in strips to go along with the veggies that are cut the same way. So I started chopping this up like I did the last one, which is not what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to cut this in strips. I wasn't paying attention, but now I am paying attention, and I'm gonna cut this in longer strips. These eggs have been in an ice bath for a little while now, so I'm just going to peel them really quickly, and then we're gonna chop them up, and I'll show you how I chop mine up for egg salad. So if you have one of these little slicers, this works perfect for egg salad. This is from Pampered Chef, but I'm pretty sure other companies make it too. It just has these little wires here. Can you see the wires there? And what I do is I cut them one way first. So I place the egg on there, cut it straight down. I pick up the egg like that, open it back up, and I do it the opposite way. And then I empty it out, and that's what you're left with. You could always just use a knife. I mean, it really doesn't matter, but okay, so there's my 6 eggs. And we're gonna keep it simple. This is a very basic egg salad. Anytime I make it, this is what I do. We're gonna start with some Duke's mayo, which there's hardly any in here, but I have a whole new one sitting right next to me. It's probably about right. Then, Dijon mustard. I don't know, a couple tablespoons. I'm gonna do some salt and pepper. Oh, and I did decide to put a little red onion in this. So I stole some red onion from one of those bowls and chopped it up really finely to throw in here because I like the taste of onion. You could do green onion or chives or anything like that, really. Okay, let's taste that and see if I need anything else. Nope, that's perfect. Okay, I'm gonna put the lid on this egg salad for sandwiches or whatever for the next couple of days. Now let's move on to cooking. The first one that we're gonna cook, we're gonna air fry, is chicken fajitas. We don't normally eat them in tortillas. You could definitely do that. We just like the insides of the fajitas. That's even how we order it at the restaurant. We tell them no tortillas. So I'm gonna make chicken fajitas in the air fryer. And then I'm gonna use the help of Thrive Market's organic rice and beans. You could always just do rice and beans on your own on the side, but I thought I would get the help of this one to make it even quicker today. Okay, so we've got our chicken strips that are going in. I'm gonna coat these in a little bit of olive oil and toss it around. That's just so the seasonings will coat to it really well. I'm gonna go ahead and start seasoning this. I'll add more seasoning once I add all of my veggies, but I've got this fajita seasoning from Thrive Market and I really like it. So we're gonna use this one. Then let's add in all our veggies and our red onion. Now let's throw some more olive oil in there. Toss that around. And throw the rest of our fajita seasoning in there. That is so quick to do. Now let's throw it in the air fryer. Okay, I'm just gonna spray the bottom of my air fryer and just dump all of this in. And I am gonna shake it about halfway through because it is so full. This is gonna go in at about 390 degrees for probably 12 to 15 minutes total. But like I said, I'm gonna shake it halfway through. We're gonna toss this. Just wanna make sure everything is getting cooked evenly. Yeah, some of our chicken is still raw, which is fine because it's only halfway through. And of course, we'll check it all before we eat too to make sure everything is done. But that's gonna go back in. Okay, our chicken fajitas are done. It took about 5 minutes longer than I had originally anticipated, but I did not cut my chicken super thin, so that's my fault. So maybe cut yours a little bit thinner and it'll cook quicker, but it's done now. So, oh, I fogged you up. You're welcome. Let's go portion this out. If you have never tried meal prep, I'm gonna give you a few reasons that kind of persuaded me to do it. First of all, it's gonna save you money. You're gonna have less food waste because you're prepping the meals. The meals are now more convenient. So you're prepping them early, you don't have as much food waste, and you're not tempted to go out to go get food. You've got food ready here at the house. You can just go ahead and heat it up. You're saving money that way. It is more convenient, and in turn, it becomes more healthy because you're not hitting up the fast food drive-through. It does help with portion control because you can divvy out the amounts, and what you have is what you have. There's no go-backers for this. And in the long run, it's gonna save you time. I know you're still cooking the meals, but if you're choosing to batch cook, then maybe you cook a double portion of one thing and you divvy it out for the rest of the week, or you freeze it, or you can just kind of divert your time. So instead of during the busy week, you're trying to rush and make a lunch or a dinner, if you've already meal prepped it, let's say Sunday afternoon when you have more time, you're good to go. It's definitely something that you can reach for and grab because that is super convenient, and you've saved time throughout your week by doing it ahead of time. One of the biggest reasons why I finally said I'm gonna try my hand at meal prep is just the fact that we hit up a drive-through or takeout or whatever it is way too often, especially for lunches, if I don't already have something prepped and ready. Okay, that amount made 3 portions. So it would just be lunch for us today if we all 3 ate this. I'm not gonna be eating this. I don't know if the guys are, because I'm gonna have the egg salad as well as one other dish. So I'm gonna let them choose, but there you go. That's a really simple way to make lunches for the week. So Cole and Steven are both having one, so we're just gonna have one left over in the fridge for me later because I'm gonna eat egg salad today. But they're very excited. It smells really good in here.
It does smell good.
Yeah.
All right, let's try this.
Okay, well, put your salsa and your sour cream, whatever you want on it.
I'm just gonna try it base.
Oh.
All right.
It's all about that base.
Chicken first. That's not bad. That is not bad at all.
Yeah, it'd probably be better with some salsa and sour cream on it. Like we normally do.
I like that.
Well, good. That is a success. And that's a great lunch right there. So mine is prepped and ready for tomorrow, so I don't have to worry about lunch tomorrow. These guys are gonna eat all this up now. So for my lunch today, I've got some sourdough bread that we got from our wild grain box, and I just piled it high with some of this egg salad. It smells so good, and I have a feeling it's gonna be really good with the sourdough. I have it on my nose. That's excellent. Excellent. 2 down, 1 to go. This next one is a very simple one, and it's one that you can kind of change up whatever veggies you want to use, but we are doing it a simple pesto chicken and veggies. I've got my large skillet heating to about medium-high heat, so I'm gonna let that heat up. We want our skillet to be nice and hot before we add in the chicken. Added a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, I tested this to see if it was ready, and it is. So I'm gonna take all of this chicken and pop it over here into the skillet, and we're just going to start cooking it until it kind of turns white on the outside. It will continue to cook as we add other things to it. I am gonna season it with just a little salt and pepper. We're gonna be adding pesto later, which has plenty of flavoring to it as well. I've got some frozen green beans here. They're still frozen. I've got about a cup of them. They're about to go in. This has been cooking for about 3 minutes. Like I said, it's gonna continue to cook as we add all of the different veggies in with it. Let's go ahead and add in those green beans. Okay, now we're gonna add in our bell pepper and our red onion. And we're gonna let that cook or saute for about 3 to 5 minutes. You wanna make sure your heat is high enough. So mine's on medium high, almost to high, so that when these start releasing juices, when the vegetables start releasing juices, that juice or water kind of burns off really quickly. Now let's add in our squash and our zucchini. We are filling this thing up. And let's let this cook down for at least 3 minutes. I'm just gonna kind of stir it every now and then just to make sure all of the veggies are hitting that heat. This is a lot of food. I'm kind of excited. This should last us at least for a couple of days. Okay, our zucchini and squash are starting to soften, so that's a good sign. That means it's time to turn off the heat, and we're gonna add in some pesto. But you need about 1/3 cup of pesto. So now we're just gonna stir this around and get everything coated in that pesto. And then I'm gonna take a little taste test and see if we need to add any more salt and pepper. And then right before you serve it, you could always sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on, which would be great. Oh, it smells really good. Okay, I'm gonna add just a little more salt in here and a little more pepper just because I want to. And you know what? I'm gonna add in 1 more spoonful of the pesto. And I think we're good. This is the perfect lunch with maybe a little bit of rice to go with it, which I've got another pouch of rice. It's this brown basmati rice from, I think I got this at Aldi. So I'm going to heat that through so I can portion it out. You know what else would be good in this? Mushrooms. If you like mushrooms, obviously. I think that would be a great addition to this. All right, it actually makes enough for 4, for sure. I need to grab another container to put that in, but let me put my rice in here and we'll be done. So I wanna hear your feedback below. Let me know, do you meal prep each week? If you do, what are some of your go-to meals that you prep for the week? Are you prepping for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or all 3? If you've never meal prepped, does this video make you want to give it a shot? I hope so. I'm really hoping that I can stick with this and I can do this. I don't know that I'll do it on Sunday afternoons because Sunday afternoons are kind of crazy for me, but I could do this on Monday mornings and have lunches prepped for the week, and I think that would work out well for me. I really appreciate y'all being here, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank y'all. Bye.